All right, big boys, we got some specialized content today. We're going back to our roots, all right? We have here in store the brand new Roval Rapide Handlebar, the one-piece bar and stem combination they just released. We'll be going over it. We'll be talking about weight. This right here is configured in a 100 millimeter stem by 42 centimeter bar. I have that exact same configuration in an SL7 stem, 100 millimeters and 42 centimeter bar that I can actually weight for you guys. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about price point, configurations this bar comes in, also do I like it, and then weight, and then also maybe another question of things I don't like about it. So hopefully you guys enjoy the video, because it wouldn't be one of my videos if I didn't have an issue with something, you know what I mean? So same, I got a picture of what I'm talking about, and let me get the other bar as well. Come to our stem drawer, that's not it. 100 degrees, boom. Let's grab ourselves, excuse you? You close when I tell you close. Let's grab ourselves a handlebar, take you guys into the abyss of the handlebar getting. Son of a biscuit. Okay. Now we just go over here. Now, I had a long day. Grab our scale, and then we can get down to business of everything that we want to do and in the world of life. Bang, boom, bang, bang, boom, bang. Video begins now. Very difficult to stock these bars because this is a big piece of packaging compared to that, but that is what it is. Now, why is this cool about this bar? I'll tell you why it's cool. For the longest time, Specialized has been lacking a one-piece carbon fiber bar and stem combination in the big cycling world. You look at Trek Madones, they have their one-piece. I believe the Trek Amonda has their one-piece as well. You look at Pinarello, they have their one-piece bar and stem by most. You look at pretty much anyone, Colnago, all the big names out there, BMC, blah, 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 they all have a one-piece carbon fiber bar and stem combination. Usually because of that, it's meant to be together. It's going to be lighter. And also with a one-piece configuration, there is no two separate parts here. So they say that this is going to be a stiffer setup as well for sprinting and putting down power. But mainly just the weight of it. So in today's video, like I said, I have the exact same configuration right here, which we'll put on the scale and weigh it out. As for right now, the SL7 has only been made available to be run with their own S-Works stem, which is separate, and their carbon fiber bars as well. They have not done a one-piece bar and stem since, I think, their Barmac, or back in the day on like their old school with like a wedge system inside of there. And I must say this is a very clean-looking bar and stem. You have a little spot right here, which they give you for an out-front mount for a Garmin or Wahoo, which is included in the price of the purchase. They also give you a little top cap that goes over here to cover up this hole if you wanted to make it look clean flush. There are no bolts and screws inside of here, but they do come inside the box as well. And it has a nice kind of dimpled area on the top as well for nice grip. And it looks very clean to run. They do come in a bunch of different configurations as well. And they are kind of falling into the trend with the sizes of these handlebars, being that you're seeing a lot more people in the pro peloton run a more narrower bar. You're seeing them offering more configurations in the 380 millimeters, also the 400 millimeters and 42s, whereas the 44 is getting less and less attention. Just because of the fact that they figure that it's a little bit more aero to be a little more tucked. Who would have thought that? Duh. But yes, they do that. But that's also a downside, is because those configurations in those bars and stem, maybe you want to run a 38 bar with a 140 stem, or maybe you want to run a 44 bar with a 100 stem or whatever it is. There are some configurations lacking there, and that's just what you're going to have to figure out, whether or not it's worth it or not to you. But for the most part, they do hit a lot of the common ground for the people. Like this one right here is a pretty common size. This usually comes stock on all S-Works 54s and 56s. 420 millimeter bar from point to point, and then a 100 millimeter length stem as well. So that's pretty cool. You have the black Roval logo right here. And you will see that, at least over here in the States, they don't offer a white version, keeping the trend going that only pros have the white logo for the Roval. So if you do see any kind of white logos out there, either it's decaled or they know somebody that robbed somebody. Okay? Also, what comes inside the box, you get this nice little black box feature with the Roval logo, and this basically tells you that true to your ride, basically be cool and be faster, and that people are faster than you. Then you get inside here, this little black box. with a whole bunch of goodies in here. Obviously, like I said. Right here. Inside of here, we have the exact same configuration like you would get with this mount, where you have the out front mount like so. And then you can have different kind of touch points on here, like either a Garmin, a Wahoo, a Cat Eye, a whatever you like on there. And then also some stuff for underneath if you want to run a light or some sort that's in here. So here is your out front mount in the Roval logo. You have your bolts separated right here. This is your top cap, which is different for this. So this top cap is going to sit flush on there. You can run it without this top cap and put a spacer on top if you want to. And then inside of here, we have our top cap bolt, our titanium bolts for the clamps. And then these are our rivets, pretty much. There are threads that it's going to go into there. So pretty lightweight stuff there. And all your normal extra stuff like the out front mount and everything like that too. This is all edited footage right here. This is all thrown up on the screen right here by my editor. But right here, we can see a good look of what sizes these bars come in. Like I said, 380 is offering pretty much for the smaller size and stems, just because they're thinking of natural stature. 75 millimeter, 90 millimeter. And I think they also have a 380 and a 115. And a 380, no, so 115 is going to be the longest you can get. And you got a 90 and a 380. And then also you have here the 400s. Like I said, they offer all the way up to a 120. And the longest one being a 135 with a 420 or a 400 and a 135 as well. Now this is the 42 centimeter bar. I also have the clips and I also have the stem right here as well. Like you've been before. 100. Let's go ahead and weigh these things to figure out what is the same and differences on here. All right. All right, scale is showing 0. Boom, bam, beam. Let's throw this bar in here like this. Put those on there. Put on our stem as well. So total with stem, mount, and handlebar, we're at 377 grams. Let's weigh the new bar. Okay, and now we have new bar going on. Again, 0 grams. 316 grams. Now, again, let me put this here. We are missing, hold on. Remove the stem cap. Remove this. That is actually a lot of savings. It's almost 70 grams pretty much right there. Sorry, 60 grams right there. And put these in there. 325 grams. Okay, so it's a good amount of weight difference there, as well as it's being a little bit stiffer as well because it's a one-piece system. Now, let's get into what I don't like about this, okay? Main reason probably why it's a little bit lighter is because this over here has this stem plate and also these 4 extra bolts as well. That's extra hardware, so that's probably where a lot of this weight savings is. Now, cables are ran a little bit differently. They come out of this little hole right here, and then they go underneath the stem, and they go down into the frame, like so on this bike. But as we can see right here, this bike has this little proprietary spacer that goes ahead and hugs the stem very nice, and it has this little clamp underneath here that holds its cables very tightly, like so. So they run here, they clamp down, they run here, it looks very clean. On here, all we have is just this whole opening, and nothing else, and that's supposed to go down into here. Let's talk about this real quick. So Specialized released this bar, and you see all their pros riding this on their SL7s, but they come with this little kind of spacer underneath there, and it looks very flush, looks very clean, and they show everyone riding this bar on an SL7. I reached out to Specialized to try to, obviously I sold a couple of these already, and I try to get that spacer to work on this bike. Apparently, it does not come with a spacer to be sold with, and apparently, I don't think Specialized has one to work with this yet. So, I had to reach out to a third-party company that they 3D print them and go on them. Now, I'm going to show you guys a picture right now on the screen. This is what it looks like on a Pro's bicycle that has the integrated spacer on there that I'm assuming is made from Specialized. You see how it kind of sits very flush on here? It works very well, and it sits and covers up the cables almost very close to that hole where the cables exit out of. Now I'm going to show you a picture of what this looks like on a Tarmac SL7, actually this one over here, without it, because this spacer won't work on that bar. And now the reason for that is because you see on the stem right here, how it has this little notch? These spacers right here are actually notched to fit on these spacers and fit on the stem as well. So they released this new bar that probably works with a normal rounded steer and normal rounded spacers, but it doesn't work with a bike that's shown to be advertised on. My guess is that this is going to work with a bike in the future with a spacer that's already going to come on that bike, and this is going to be an easy peasy fix on there. But as of right now, if they don't have any spacers to sell on it, and I have to buy this with my own money, third party, to go ahead and make this work on a Tarmac SL7, then it's kind of a pain in the butt. I'm going to put a link to the guy's description where you get that spacer kit at. Shout out to Race Wear Components. He 3D prints them to make a spacer kit, so I actually have a spacer coming in because I have more of these builds to come up. And he can go ahead and get you one fitted for this because this bar is very nice, but we want to look as clean as possible. Now, for the price point of this bar, it's $600. Now, yes, it is expensive, but this is meant for a top-tier bike. It is not meant for your $1,000 lay, your $2,000 SL6. This is meant for that top-tier bike out there. And to be honest with you, you guys might think that's very expensive, but when you have companies out there like Pinarello charging $1,000 for the bar, or you have Colnago's, I think is Dita, they're like $800. That's pretty on the money for a one-piece bar and stem nowadays. Call what you want, call whatever it is. $600 for this bar set isn't that bad. When you have this bar is $300, the stem is $125. You're at $425 right there. If you already know what kind of configuration you want, this is much lighter. It's supposed to be a stiffer platform as well. It looks a lot cooler. It's not a bad price jump up to it. And especially, again, you're putting this on usually your $10,000 or $8,000 bike. This is an investment for you, maybe because you like the aesthetics, maybe because you want to shave down some weight, whatever it is. That's not a bad price point. I actually kind of applaud, you guys are going to kill me in the comments, but I actually kind of applaud that $600 price point in terms of relative to everything else out there. Like I said, it's probably hard. You guys might say $600 is a lot, but the amount of $1,000 Pinarello bar and stem combinations I see out there are absolutely insane. So this is pretty much on par with what the market's charging for this. But yeah, other than that, I dig it. I like the little bit more of the girth of the stem. I like the wider handlebars as well. I like the design of the Rapides. I like this original Rapide bar. I didn't have any kind of issues with it. I thought it was a really cool bar design. And this is still a very nice bar if you're looking for a carbon fiber bar. They did a really good job with this handlebar. So if they just kept this, they make it very nice, they'll do a good job with it. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Hopefully you guys learned something today. And I'll see you guys in the next one.